got to dive back in the record book about 3-4 years to find the last time that we had a span from about January 7th up to about January 11th that we're going to be in the midst of for really our next 3 days. We got 3 days left. Got 1 day down, 3 days to go. It's absolutely great. As we were in the 60s yesterday, and then look at that, about 9-10 a.m. That sun, it took effect, and it took effect fast to the point where we're throwing up 60s on the western edge of southeast Kansas right there. Earlier, talking about Chanute sitting at 58. Chanute made it all the way up to 68 degrees yesterday. 68 degrees, came within 5 degrees of tying the February 8th record, excuse me. Have to get up to 74 today. We're not going to quite get there. And the record for Joplin then sitting at 56 degrees right now. That would have to be 73. But at the same point, just because we're not setting records, we really cannot complain. Two factors, one of them is similar, one of them is completely different. The nice thing is we don't have to fight the wind. Our wind's going to really give us a break. Pushing them from the west, we'll keep it at 5 to 10 miles per hour all afternoon and evening long. Thing that's the same as yesterday, my goodness, that humidity just bottoming out. So we do have to talk about our elevated fire concerns, and we're still holding on to a little bit of a wind chill too, and that's the result of that snowpack that just hasn't entirely melted for the eastern edge of southwest Missouri right there with a low point of 43 that we see in Mount Vernon. Once again, the relative humidity and the dryness stretch all the way on the other side of the Canadian border. We cannot seem to get an opening. Eventually, we'll get a slot right here. That's going to feed us some moisture out of the Gulf. But right now, everything's just kind of closed off. Imagine it just kind of almost capped right there. And this, of course, that's up by the Great Lakes, and they've got the trough of the jet stream, so they actually do get a little precipitation. But for the most part, especially when you talk about how hot it is out in California, they're going to start wildfire season extremely early this year. This right here, this is interesting, kind of eyeballed it all morning long because it looked like it was some flurries and even developed some rain in the Columbia-Jeff City area before dropping down toward Rolla. But because we looked at that map of the precipitable water and the relative humidity, none of that really hit the ground. They didn't even pick up trace amounts for the most part. Cloud cover is dominant, and where we see that low pressure system, that's that U shape that's over the Great Lakes right now. And then as we make our way up the Ohio River Valley, they actually are seeing some legitimate rainfall, and once again, we do about anything to have just a little bit of rain. Split jet stream, kind of interesting. You got one comes on the west side of the Rockies, one that sweeps in on the east side. But at the same point, everything kind of isolated down to the deep south right there as far as rain goes on our Wednesday. We'll get up into the low 60s later on today, and overnight you will notice a little clouds develop, but no rain involved in it. You're not going to need the umbrella. That is for sure tomorrow. As a matter of fact, tomorrow going to feel a little bit cooler, but actually still above our average highs. And we're just on an absolute roll right now. You see a little rain begin to work down there right on the Nebraska-Kansas state line, but it breaks up in central Kansas, really doesn't make its way to us. I don't even think the western edge is going to even receive trace amounts overnight. Then as we get into Friday, we're going to bebop back up into the mid-60s. And that's really going to be our high point as far as this work week goes, will be Friday afternoon, because when we get from Friday night into Saturday, you're going to notice a stark difference. Any rain or light flurries that we do see for Friday night into Saturday, that'll really be on the eastern northern edge of the 4 states. But look at what happens here. We turn Saturday morning in the 50s, and then down, down, down we go. Probably hanging out there below 30 degrees in some places Saturday afternoon. Right back into the 50s for Super Bowl Sunday. And if you and your significant other have plans on Monday, you are in luck. Sunny and 65.
All right, and maybe you don't have a significant other yet, but you plan to get one this weekend.
Well, you better hurry up then.
You might want to break that cold.
I'm just saying, if you got that timetable, you better get on that.
It'll be nice on Friday. Maybe that'd be the day to do it.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Michael.